Welcome back to the channel. Hope you're all keeping well. So it is Europa League evening here at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Spurs face AZ Alkmaar in the last 16, second leg. Of course, we are 1-0 down from the first leg. That was a very dismal display in the Netherlands last week. Spurs have got to give absolutely everything because this is our only chance of a trophy. So I always know when there's a big game because I'm asked to do various different interviews. I was interviewed on Sky Sports earlier today. Here is the interview and just about to go on BBC 5 Live.
Right, Tottenham Hotspur will hope to live up to their billing as one of the Europa League favourites by overturning a one-goal first-leg deficit against AZ Alkmaar tonight. Ange Postecoglou is confident his side have what it takes to progress and dismisses the notion that there's added pressure after saying earlier in the season he always wins trophies in his second year.
No extra pressure. It's, I guess, as I said before, I think we obviously were disappointed with our performance in the first leg. I guess the important thing is we didn't make the tie sort of impossible for us to get back into. It's still very tight. Obviously, they've got the goal advantage, but again, being at home and like I said, if we can play with the intensity and tempo we played on the weekend, then I think we have an opportunity to progress. And should we progress, then we'll obviously going to have another big challenge the next round. But right now, the key focus is to put in a really strong performance at home tomorrow night, and then we'll go from there.
Right, Chris Cowlin is the host of the Spurs Chat podcast, and you can see he joins us now live. Thanks for joining us, Chris. All season, Ange Postecoglou has referenced the injuries, as many managers have, I have to say, for the struggles. But Spurs do have some of their big names back now, so why do you feel things aren't quite clicking just yet?
Afternoon, Vicky. Hope you're well. Thanks for having me on. Yeah, of course, it is concerning the fact that all season Ange Postecoglou has referenced the phrase that we haven't been at the level that we should be at. And, even when we had all of our fit and available squad earlier on in the season, we still lost home games in the Premier League against the likes of Ipswich and Leicester City, with respect. We should not be losing these sorts of games. But yes, he's had a lot of injury problems, but tonight's game against AZ Alkmaar, we can't have any excuses. We can't have Dr. Tottenham. We can't have Spursy. We've got to perform. We've got to go through to the next round. We've got to go through to the quarterfinals, and we've got to lift this trophy, in my opinion, for this season to be a success. We haven't won a European trophy for 41 years. We haven't won a domestic trophy for 17 years. Trophies are way overdue. People are losing patience a little bit with Ange Postecoglou. I speak to Spurs fans on a daily basis, and many people are losing patience with the manager. A lot of people counted on us winning a trophy, a domestic trophy, or the Europa League. Of course, we're out of the FA Cup, out of the League Cup. We're sitting 13th in the Premier League table at the moment, and that's simply not good enough for a club like Spurs. So all eggs now in the basket of winning the Europa League, and we've got to go all out to win this competition now.
So you're saying that some of the fans, you feel like they're turning on him slightly. So if you were to go out tonight, do you think they would turn on him?
I think a lot of people have been very sympathetic, and I feel like the board have been very sympathetic towards Postecoglou with the amount of injuries that we've had, and rightly so in some circumstances. But it is now time to deliver. Ange Postecoglou has got to deliver. He's got to get these players playing a lot better. The leaders in the team, they need to be given a whole lot more for this Tottenham Hotspur side. As I said, we're 13th in the Premier League table. The only chance of success now is the Europa League, and we've got to go all out to win this competition. And I feel like it has to be prioritised in that way. No longer are the 10 remaining Premier League games really that important, because even if Spurs did go on a fantastic winning run, winning all remaining 10 Premier League games, will we still get a European spot for next season? Who knows? We've got to go all out to win the Europa League.
Yeah, and as of right now, you're still in with a shout of that. And we've obviously heard Ange Postecoglou having to defend those comments that he always wins a trophy in his second season. But in his defence, he was stating facts at the time of him saying it. He has always done that. Do you, though, think he massively regrets saying that, or doesn't he care about that?
I don't think he really cares about that, to be honest, Vicky. And, we've seen, previous managers as well. Jose Mourinho won everywhere he went. in his managerial career. Antonio Conte, exactly the same. We've seen managers sacked. We've gone through so many different managers. 7 managers since Pochettino left in 2019, right up to Postecoglou now. And Postecoglou was only stating facts. I feel like the media has blown that out of proportion. But, of course, Ange Postecoglou wants to be successful at Spurs. I feel like sometimes he needs to tweak things a little bit more to be successful at Spurs. Yes, a lot of us have been sympathetic towards the injuries, but it is now time to deliver this season. And what I would say to the playing squad is the fact that, do you want to be remembered this season of finishing 13th or mid-table in the Premier League? Or do you want to be heroes? We haven't won a trophy in so long. Go out there, give absolutely everything and make the fans proud.
So who do you look to this evening? Is it the leaders on the pitch that you really need something from tonight?
Absolutely, the leaders need to step up. I feel like a real shining light this season has been the likes of Jed Spence and Gray and Bergvall, and those 3 in particular have really taken their chances. But it's the likes of James Maddison, Heung-min Son. We need to see a lot more from them in games like this in the Europa League, because it is so important. It's so important to Tottenham's season. It is so important to the fans. Yes, the atmosphere has been pretty dismal these last few home games. Because of the results and the performances, but I believe the crowd will be up for it this evening. But of course, the players have got to give the crowd something to shout about as well.
Just one final question. Obviously, they were on the bench last time out, but Micky van der Ven and Christian Romero look like they might start tonight. How important is that for you guys tonight?
Hugely important. Of course, these duo haven't played together since December. We've really, really missed Romero and, of course, Van der Ven, and equally so Solanke at the top. So, all of the big guns are back for this game. It was a very, very disappointing display last week. I'm expecting a very, very different game this evening. I do actually expect Spurs to go through, and, can we go all the way? Who knows? Let's hope so, but Spurs have to give everything, but the leaders are very, very important for this Tottenham Hotspur team this evening.
Well, good luck. Enjoy the game. Here's hoping you do win. Thanks, Chris.
Thanks.
Mikey, can you sign it, please? Your program down, Max. Right. Good luck, man. Great game. Go on now. Harry, move up in that.
Come on, Smith! Come on, Smith! Come on, Smith!
Harry, is that John Beck?
Yeah.
It's Travis Scott. Inside the bag. That's Maxi, get him to sign it. Hold the bag behind you.
Yeah. Got his number.
Now, we've got a lot going on football-wise tonight. Manchester United trying to get into the quarterfinals of the Europa League, playing Real Sociedad. You can listen to that match live on 5 Live and BBC Sounds. Rangers are in action at home to Fenerbahce, leading 3-1 on aggregate. And you've got Chelsea there in the Europa Conference League action as well. As for Spurs, work to do if they're to progress to the quarterfinals of the Europa League. They are at home to AZ Alkmaar, trailing 1-0 from the first leg.
There aren't many professions in the world where you have to come in and answer questions like that, is there? There isn't there? But I'm going to be polite and just say, look, we're focused on winning the game. We certainly feel like if we can play with the intensity and tempo we played, on the weekend, we'll give ourselves a good chance to progress.
That was Spurs No, it wasn't. That was Ange Postecoglou. We can speak to Spurs podcaster Chris Cowlin, who's going to be at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium tonight. Hello, Chris.
Evening, Chris. How you doing?
Evening. Yeah, we've only got a couple of minutes, I'm afraid. But that was Big Ange responding to the question about him always winning something in his second season. I suppose it's do or die on that front tonight, isn't it?
Absolutely. Exactly what you said, do or die. It is now time to deliver. Everyone has to be focused this evening because I was out in the Netherlands last week and that wasn't good enough. It does worry me slightly that Ange Postecoglou has said so often this season that we're nowhere near the level where we need to be because we're 13th in the Premier League table. All eyes now on the Europa League. This is our only chance of success this season. There are a lot of people that are losing a bit of patience and a bit of faith in Ange Postecoglou. So he's got to deliver in this competition, in my opinion.
Do you think Son's lost a bit of faith in him? He's not been the same since Kane left, has he? He never smiles anymore.
Son's gone through a very difficult period in this season. We're so used to seeing him banging in the goals and assisting and having that smile on his face, as you said there. He's gone through a difficult time, but I feel like he's still got so much in him to deliver. But, when you talk about leaders, people like Son, Maddison and co, they've got to deliver in games like this. They're big game players and they've got to perform in these sorts of matches.
And just in 30 seconds, how much are fans questioning why there have been quite so many injuries this season? With the training style of play, what are they thinking?
Well, I don't think there's any proof that Ange Postecoglou's way of training is causing all of these injuries. I do feel like Spurs have been extremely unlucky, but there have been games earlier on in the season where, with respect, we've lost to the likes of Ipswich and Leicester when we've been virtually at full strength. This is what I'm saying.
Yeah, I get you.
The team need to deliver now.
All right, well, let's wait and see. Cheers, Chris. Enjoy. Spurs podcaster Chris Cowlin will bring you updates of Spurs versus AZ Alkmaar Europa League tonight, as well as all the others.
The voice of the UK.
5 Live Drive with Chris Warburton and Claire McDonnell.
Thanks so much for joining us. 6 o'clock, here are the news headlines. President Trump has been telling reporters...
Good luck, Tony. So I'm now with Spurs fan Simon. Simon, how are you feeling ahead of today's game?
I'm feeling optimistic, Chris. I reckon we're going to have a 3 or 4-1 win today, mate. I really do think we're going to pull it together.
Well, at the time of recording this, Frankfurt are 3-0 up.
Yeah, right.
So it looks like we're going to be playing them if we go through.
If we go through, yeah, and also, if we get through that, we're going to the final. You heard it from me first. The deluded, mad, coolest Spurs.
Romero and Van der Ven are back together.
Yeah.
Of course, they're starting a game together for the first time since December.
Yeah.
How important are those two going to be tonight?
Absolutely huge. And I think that as long as Romero doesn't start like he did on Sunday, that won't be huge.
Yeah.
I think he's huge for the team. And I think the fact that we've got Spence left back, Porro right, I think is the right call.
Yep.
The only thing I would have done is I would have played Archie Gray as a number 6. I've been banging about that all season.
Yeah.
But other than that, can't complain. But it's huge them two being back. And I'm going to say again, we've got a good enough team to win the game. We've got a good enough team to win the trophy. But the leaders have to lead, the players have to play, and they have to do what the manager says.
Absolutely. So have a great evening and come on you Spurs.
Yeah, come on you Spurs.
So I'm now with the one and only Micky Hazard. Micky, how are you?
Very, very good. A bit nervous, a bit tense, but other than that, very good.
Micky, 41 years since we lifted the European trophy.
Yeah, who won that then?
Yeah, who won that? Does it feel like 41 years ago?
41 years, incredible. There's no better time than this season to win it again. All right. And if we can overcome tonight, players getting fit, team looking better, I'm sure we can go on and win it again, but we've got to get through a very tough hurdle tonight.
Is it now all eggs in the basket of the Europa League, in your opinion?
Well, tonight is, yeah, because if we lose, we're out. So tonight we have to believe. It's the first priority is you have to believe. No playing with little confidence. The problem with having no confidence is it reflects on us as fans as well.
Yeah.
And we lose confidence. So what we want is a fast start, one to boost us, so we're not anxious and not stressed, and we're confident that we're going to do it. That will then reflect in the team performance, because when we're confident, they're confident, or when they're confident, we're confident. So it works both ways. And if we perform anything like we're capable of, we'll win comfortably.
Micky, lastly, from a player's point of view, the atmosphere hasn't been great in the last couple of games. You being an ex-player, when you were on the pitch and the atmosphere wasn't great, how did it affect you?
Didn't affect me at all. If you're concentrating on what the fans are thinking or behaving or singing or not, and you're not concentrating on the game. And ultimately, and I say this and mean it wholeheartedly, that it was my belief that it was us as a team that set the fans alight.
Yeah.
And then once you've set them alight, let the flame burn. But don't go onto the pitch expecting the fans to lift you, because why do you need lifting? You're playing in a big European game, and the onus is on you to excite them. They pay their money to watch us, and it's up to us to excite them. And when we do, they respond incredibly, and then you see greatness. So together you work together, but ultimately it's players who set the fans off, in my opinion.
Micky, score prediction?
4-1 Spurs.
4-1. And before we let you go, of course we want to get you on the Spurs Chat podcast very soon, but tell everyone about your charity.
My charity is Legend of the Bench. It's a suicide prevention charity. My nephew Jay took his own life at the age of 23, my sister's son. We decided to set up a charity called Legend of the Bench, which installs suicide prevention benches all around the UK in parks and open spaces. On these parks there's loads of information for anybody in a dark place to sit on, read, telephone numbers, etc., QR codes to click onto, to take direct to our website with any information you need to make contact with somebody, because the object being is someone is always listening, and please talk.
Micky, keep up the great work. Thank you so much. Come on, you Spurs.
Cheers. Good luck, guys.
Nice one, Ange.
the way the boys sort of addressed the challenge tonight. It's not easy when you're sort of 1-0 down before the game starts. You kind of know that you don't want to give the opposition any opportunity to sort of get a further advantage. And I just thought we started the game really well, really composed, in control. We didn't create a lot, but at the same time we just had them camped in their half and didn't really let them sort of venture into anywhere near our goal, and scored a really good goal from our press. And then second half started brilliantly, exactly what we wanted to do, got our goal, and then you sort of give them a goal, and that puts a tie again on edge a little bit. But I thought our response to that was really good, scored another good goal, probably should have got another 1 or 2 to finish the game off. And then we probably didn't handle the last 10 minutes very well, but at the same time, when I'm having to sort of change the back line so much at such a critical time, it's going to disrupt us. But again, I thought in the big moments the boys stood up well, and really pleased. They've done a fantastic job to get us through.
How important was it to have your kind of older players leading the way, but also players like Wilson and Lucas, the youngsters, kind of having such big nights? Yeah, massive, and it's brilliant for us, brilliant for the club. Like I keep saying, we've got some real exciting talent. Lucas is growing all the time. People are sort of getting a glimpse of what Wilson's all about. It's just a shame what's happened to him this year, and he's still working his way to full fitness. So I just thought the whole group handled it really well. It's great to have Romero and Micky. We just looked so solid at the back while they were out there. Never really looked like getting threatened, and just made us look just a lot more solid as a team. So a lot of positives there.
So congratulations once again. So much energy from the players, and in your programme notes you ask for the crowd to respond to the occasion, and they've done that as well. I would like to point out that your captain, fantastic Sonny, never stopped running. He was on fire tonight, wasn't he?
Yeah, no, I mean, Sonny gives everything every game, there's no doubt about that. He just, he works so hard for the team. I had a couple of moments today, a couple of times unlucky, a couple of times, could have been on the end of things. So, but it was a collective effort tonight, and I thought, I think it's the first time, somebody said since October, we've had our 4 leaders on the park, Vicario and Romero, Madison and Sonny, and so far, so much this year we've relied on 1 or 2 of those, but to have all 4 of them out there, I think makes a difference for us, and I thought they all led the team well.
Hi, Ange. Do you feel like the team looked more like themselves tonight than they have done for a while, particularly in that second half with the physical level they showed? Yeah, well, it's it's no coincidence that we're getting some of our key players back, and of course we are, and also the guys are getting some decent recovery between games, and I'm able to change the team a fair bit. Don't forget, Sonny and Matters didn't start on the weekend. We can do these things that allow us to prepare the team properly, and we did look more like ourselves, but we still got levels to go, because I still think guys like
Romero and Micky and Wilson and Dom and all these guys are still building their way back up to sort of match fitness and match sharpness. And I guess with the quarterfinals, almost 3.5 weeks away, it's a great opportunity for us to get these guys up to speed for that game.
And because of that, are you positive, encouraged by what could happen for the rest of the season? This could be a turning point, if you like.
I've always been positive, and I've always been encouraged. My mood's not dictated by outside, and it's dictated by internal things. And I've never wavered from the fact, and I think I've said consistently that when we're at our best, we can compete with anyone, and we get an opportunity now, like I said, to build up some of our players, and hopefully, like I said, still some significant talent out who could be coming back. So all those kind of things are going to be helpful for us to reach the levels we need.
And just a word on Maddison, that sort of roll through midfield for the third goal, which was a brilliant goal. I mean, it was a good performance from him all night, wasn't it?
Yeah, I thought all night he was really good. Like I said, I think all those, the four leaders kind of felt like, okay, it's their time now. And look, they've all done it really tough this year. It's been tough for all of us, the whole club, but particularly the players. And I thought Matters, when we needed the quality, he was there tonight, made all the good decisions for us, worked hard for the team, which is also important. So I think, look, as I said, I think from my perspective, it now allows us to have this platform of, a solid core group of players. Our best players are available, getting to fitness, but also we have this ability to put people on who can also impact games, which I thought was important today.
Obviously, Wilson got his first goals since his injury layoff. How important do you think that's going to be for him? And what is it he offered that sort of made you pick him in the starting 11 over other options?
Super pleased for him because he's worked awfully hard. I'd be surprised if I have to explain what I saw in him if you didn't see that today. Look, I was excited when we signed him. He's one of these players, like I said, who has the ability to take people on, find space, great technician, and super pleased for him to get his goals tonight because he's worked hard silently to get back in the team. Obviously, he came to a new club this year, big club, big move for him, and it just hasn't worked out through no fault of his own, because of his injury, and it's been frustrating for me not to be able to showcase him and know that how much he can develop, and that's just a starting point for him. Like I said, he's still working his way to full fitness, but when you look at the likes of him and Lucas and Archie and 2 or 3 others we got, there's some enormous exciting talent there.
And that final goal it felt like a vintage Postecoglou goal at Tottenham. We perhaps haven't seen it as much in recent months, probably because of the injuries, but how satisfying and important was it to see a goal of that quality? Yeah,
I think it's important because, again, look, all goals are important, and particularly in a game like that, but when you score a goal that is so much of a core of our attacking phases and we work so hard on, I think the players just get belief out of that it does work. And, like I said, it's having Dom in there gives you a real focal point. He played, just having his presence in the box, the ability to have guys like Matters and Sonny fresh today to be able to run at the opposition. They're just things we just haven't had the luxury of in the last 3.5 months. And as I said, I think it was a really good sort of foundational game for us to build on. I still feel like we'll improve because, like I said, it's just the nature of where people are at the moment. But couldn't be happier with the players. I think they deserve. They deserve to get through, and now we're in the quarterfinals of a European competition, which I think is exciting.
Final one, please, George.
Hi, and you've obviously had pressure matches this season, but it felt like there was a huge amount of scrutiny and pressure on this game. Is it an important step for the team to come through this for the next rounds, to know you've gone through this one so that you can do it again going forward?
I think the way we handled it tonight was important. Like I said, it's as much as you try and block out the outside noise, it doesn't bother me, but I'm sure the players and the whole club's aware of it, that tonight was a big night for us, and when you're already 1-0 down, you can get really sort of anxious about it. But I never felt that. Like I said, up until we sort of gave them their first goal, I just thought the lads were just handling it superbly. They were in control. We looked strong. We looked dominant. We looked aggressive. Looked threatening in the front third. All the things we want to be. I think Micky coming off disrupted us a little bit, and we had to change a couple of things. And like I said, we give him a goal, and that changed the momentum of the game a little bit, made him more nervy than he needed to be. But yeah, what was a big night. I couldn't be happier with the way the players sort of tackled it, and it's a credit to them.
Thank you. Is dit mij?
Nee, deze.
Zo.
Goedenavond allemaal. Heeft er iemand een microfoon toevallig of dat nog niet? Oh, nou Joep, trap hem gerust af, zou ik zeggen. Ja.
This microphone close to midnight. Maarten, hallo.
Hallo.
Eerste reactie?
Ja, grote teleurstelling. Omdat we het niet voor elkaar gekregen hebben om net een niveautje hoger te spelen vandaag. En dat breekt ons op.
Je was niet minder. Over 2 wedstrijden?
Nee. En daarom dat de eerste reactie teleurstelling is.
Wat je altijd hoort is dat je niet mee moet gaan in dat Britse powervoetbal. Zeker AZ niet, omdat jullie maar goed er onderuit zouden kunnen voetballen. Is niet gelukt. In fases.
Nee, in fases hadden we niet de rust genoeg om de voetballende oplossing te vinden. Dan moet je het verder wegzoeken, maar ook die ballen moeten zuiver zijn. En die waren, in de eerste helft was op een gegeven moment wel een goede vallende bal van Rome Wusu op Parrot. En toen kwamen we door. Maar dat duurde wat te lang in de wedstrijd. En in de loop van de tweede helft was dat wel beter, maar overal net niet.
Verlies je ook door persoonlijke fouten, vind je?
Ja, nee, niet door persoonlijke fouten, want alles wat we doen, doen we met elkaar. En in bepaalde fases komen ook spelers uit door wat mindere baltoetsen, wat eigenlijk ook al niet had gehoeven. Daarmee bedoel ik op de eerste goal. En dan kan je het ook nog rechtzetten, dus ja, dat niet. Maar het is wel gewoon een feit dat we een aantal keren te slordig waren en een aantal momenten moeten prikken. En vooral in de tweede helft, in die kansen die je krijgt, moet je er minimaal 1 meer maken. Ik denk dat de derde goal dat we 2 momenten laten liggen om die Madison denk ik neer te halen. En dan is het een gele kaart denk ik wel. Maar dan kunnen we weer onder de bal komen. En dat zijn in een split second moeten daar keuzes gemaakt worden. En die pakken net niet goed uit. Net zoals ook nog die corner die we tot bij Klaasie brengen. Die curve tot buitenkant paal. En al die dingen waren net niet.
Nog 1 ding. Knop moet om. Zondag Amsterdam. Die hebben met een B-team gespeeld. En ik zag sommige spelers bij jou echt na 70 minuten al wel, hoe noem je dat, tong op de schoen. Vanwege het hoge tempo. Maak jij je zorgen om de fysieke gesteldheid van jouw ploeg?
Nee, ik maak me geen zorgen. We weten dat dit een hele pittige wedstrijd was, omdat er hoog tempo gespeeld werd. Door de manier van spelen ook van hun. Dus ja, daar moeten we... daar worden we alleen maar sterker van en we zullen zorgen dat we er zondag weer staan.
Hey Maarten, misschien lastig nu, kort na de wedstrijd, maar overheerst nu het gevoel dat jullie het vandaag hebben laten liggen of misschien toch ook vorige week?
Beide. Ja, omdat als je alle kansen en beide wedstrijden goed gekeken hebt, dan is 2 doelpunten van onze kant is te weinig. En dan kom je net tekort.
Hoe vaak heb je ploeg gezien dat echt het eigen spel, wat jullie veelvuldig in Europa hebben kunnen laten zien, hoe vaak heb je dat vanavond gezien?
Nou, ook dat, net niet goed genoeg. Dat duurde wat te lang in de wedstrijd, ondanks dat is wel gewoon een feit en ook een compliment is dat we niet de allergrootste kansen weggaven.
Ze waren wel wat dreigend, maar we voerden wel het plan goed uit, waardoor dat we ze alleen maar doelpogingen toelieten vanuit moeilijke posities. Dus we wisten ook dat hoe langer de wedstrijd zou duren, dat ze mogelijk van de fans zouden moeten gaan wisselen. Wat voor hun ook een impact zou hebben, dat er dan twijfel misschien bij hen zou komen. Ja, op dat vlak was het wel gewoon goed dat we dat ook afstraften. Met de goal van Koopmeiners. Alleen had je gehoopt dat je toen een voorsprong had gehad. Als je beide duels samentelde en nu stonden we op gelijkspel. Dus ja, dat is zonde. En in de eindfase met dat we wisten we konden nog meer dingen brengen, nog een aantal spelers, zouden we toch nog wel tot een aantal mogelijkheden moeten kunnen. En we hadden echt een paar goede kansen. De kopbal nog van Max Kees was er nog een keer door. Ik denk de kans van Mees de Wit was misschien wel de grootste. Maar ja, goed, dat is ons net niet gelukt.
Zondag natuurlijk alweer die wedstrijd. Hoe lang heb jij nodig voor deze teleurstelling om hem te slikken?
Morgen reizen we terug en is de knop sowieso alweer om. Het is een grote teleurstelling omdat we echt het gevoel hadden dat dit mogelijk was. En dat we weer een ronde verder zouden kunnen komen. Kijk, mochten we helemaal weggespeeld zijn over 2 wedstrijden, dan accepteer je het makkelijker. Dit is inderdaad wel pittig, maar we hebben heel veel geleerd in deze hele campagne. We hebben ook heel veel dingen samen goed gedaan, waardoor dat we uiteindelijk hier nu zitten met deze teleurstelling. En nu moeten we focussen op de Eredivisie.
Is het met opgeheven hoofd?
Ja, op zich wel, maar we blijven kritisch op de dingen die we vandaag niet goed genoeg hebben gedaan.
Dankjewel.
Yes. Maarten, goedenavond. Vind je achteraf gezien dat jullie die 1-0 voorsprong die jullie meebrachten misschien te veel verdedigd hebben vanavond?
Nee.
Waarom niet?
Nou, omdat wij echt wel de bedoeling hadden om ze voldoende af te jagen en onder druk te zetten. Dat heb je, als je de hele wedstrijd gezien hebt, hebben we dat echt wel met momenten gedaan. En ook een aantal keer gesnoept. Die bal afgesnoept. In de eerste helft was er een heel cruciaal moment dat die scheids een overtreding floot waar we hem hoog veroverden. Want dat zijn de momenten dat zij super kwetsbaar zijn. Nou, misschien was het wel een overtreding, dat hoor je mij niet zeggen. Maar als dat net doorgaat, dan zie je wel dat we dat met lef doen. Alleen we kregen het niet goed genoeg voor elkaar waar we vorige week die dan zo makkelijk onder druk kregen. Deed Van de Ven dat nu wel wat beter door iets breder te gaan staan. En steeds wel een goede oplossing vooruit te vinden. Soms zat er beter in. Dus we hadden best wel moeite aan die rechterkant. En toen hebben we Poku al kort voor rust aan die kant gebracht. Omdat hij verdedigend gewoon meer ritme heeft. Het was absoluut de bedoeling om zelf ook te prikken. En als je alles bij elkaar ziet, als je Tottenham uitspeelt en je hebt echt wel 4 momenten. Dan weet je op dit niveau dat je er daar meer dan 1 van moet scoren. En dat is ons niet gelukt, maar we zijn absoluut niet die wedstrijd ingegaan met verdedigen.
In de rust wissel je Ibrahim Sadiq voor Mees de Wit. Wat was de gedachte achter die wissel? Wat wilde hij daarmee bereiken?
Bedoel je Mees brengen? Of?
Ja.
Nou, omdat Ibi Sadiq, die wisten we dat 45... zou kunnen, misschien net iets langer, maar daar hebben we gewoon voor beslist van laat ons geen wisselmoment kwijtspelen en dat doen we aan de rust. En Mees is ook iemand die positie wel op de flank wel al vaker heeft gespeeld. En met zijn voetballend vermogen proberen dan wel ook gewoon door te komen, maar dat is best pittig. Hè? Dan kom je erin in een wedstrijd vol met een hoog tempo, dus de gedachte was gewoon een andere buitenspeler. En we vonden het te vroeg in de wedstrijd om bijvoorbeeld een Wassim daar te zetten. Omdat er mogelijk nog heel veel kon volgen.
Ja. Dan zit nu de Europese campagne er toch ineens op. Hoe kijk je erop terug?
Nou ja, we hebben veel goede dingen laten zien. Dat is wat ik net al zei. Daarin hebben we heel goed samengewerkt, goede wedstrijden gespeeld. mooie avonden beleefd. En daarom zitten we hier. En het is jammer dat we dat niet nog een keer hier hebben net iets beter kunnen doen. Maar alles bij elkaar kunnen we wel terugkijken op een campagne waar we veel mooie dingen hebben laten zien. Waarbij dat we heel veel, denk ik, allemaal in onze rugzak hebben gestoken. En dat nemen we mee naar de toekomst.
Dankjewel.
Dankjewel, Stefan. Nog andere vragen? Oh.
Maarten, je zei net, we hebben veel geleerd deze campagne. Wat hoop je dat je ploeg leert van deze 2 wedstrijden tegen Tottenham?
Nou ja, sowieso dat er uiteindelijk heel veel dingen moeten kloppen in zo'n wedstrijd. En dat iedereen op zijn top moet presteren. En vorige week kan je echt zeggen dat van de eerste tot de laatste die in het veld heeft gestaan, echt een hoog niveau heeft aangetikt. En dat zelfs dan in die zin niet genoeg was, omdat we allemaal voelden van een 2-0 had gemoeten, had er zeker in gezeten. Nou, en vandaag waren we niet allemaal top. En daarvoor moet je gewoon op alle vlakken gewoon een hoog niveau halen. En dat is niet alleen in het samenwerken, maar dat is ook gewoon op fysiek vlak. Je duels winnen, het loopvermogen hebben en dat constant, iedere keer maar weer. En daar groeien, in dat opzicht kan je alleen maar echt groeien door die zoveel mogelijk te spelen. En, als je ziet wat we allemaal gespeeld hebben dit seizoen, dan kan het niet anders dan dat je daar beter van geworden bent.
En hoe verhoudt zo'n Premier League club nou tot een Eredivisie club? Welke verschillen zie je dan?
Ja. Als jij deze 2 wedstrijden hebt gezien, dan was dat verschil niet zo heel groot.
Maar details?
Ja, uiteindelijk wel. En ik denk dat uiteindelijk we moeten ook beseffen dat we dat ons niveau in het technische handelen en in de intensiteit, die combinatie van de twee, dat we die nog naar een iets hoger niveau moeten brengen. Maar we zijn zeker niet ver af, dat heb je gezien.
Mag wel naar Simon.
Ja, zondag staat de volgende clash alweer voor de deur. Jullie vliegen morgen, zei je. Wat kun je concreet voetbalinhoudelijk doen in die voorbereiding nog op die wedstrijd dan? Hoeveel tijd is er over?
Nou, niet veel, maar dat hebben we al vaker gehad. We weten hoe Ajax speelt en daar moeten we ons vooral met 1-2 besprekingen goed herstellen. Dat moeten de jongens die veel gespeeld hebben doen. De anderen gaan we morgen mee trainen nog. En dan zal het snel zondag zijn.
Dat is natuurlijk ook een paar keer misgegaan. 3 dagen na zo'n Europese wedstrijd. Vergt dat nog een andere aanpak?
Nou ja, je kan niet zo heel veel anders gaan doen. Het is ook een aantal keer goed gegaan. Ja. Dus we moeten gewoon, uiteindelijk zit heel veel hier. Hoeveel kan je opbrengen om straks weer in de moeilijke momenten toch de dingen te blijven doen dat we met elkaar afspreken. Toch die extra sprinten trekken, en dat is zowel defensief als offensief. En verder zorgen dat we daar optimaal voor klaar zijn. En daar zijn we nu al mee bezig.
Dankjewel.
Ja.
Anderen nog? Nee, dat was hem geloof ik. Dank jullie wel allemaal en wel thuis.
Dank je.